Yes, hello and welcome to the Any Given Sunday Australia podcast, the only podcast that is draft combine ready. Joining us, I think it's the first time in a few weeks, we've had all three of us on the brown couch at Danny Webb AG. So, how are you, mate?
Mate, it's so good to be back. Like, I feel like this is our second home now. It's just comfortable. You come in, you relax. It's like the lads on the couch. What can be better?
We've always sold it as three blokes in the pub just talking shit, Charlie. So I think
It's funny you should mention that because I was going to say it's like, and this may be before your time, but there was a sitcom called Cheers. I don't know if you've heard of
Cheers,
it,
yeah.
but it was just set in a bar in Boston, and the idea of you want to be where everybody knows your name. Well, this is it. This is our place. Like, no matter what's happening in the world, we can come here, we can talk football, and everything's going to be okay.
And I can confirm that everyone in this room does know my name. So that's good. That's always a plus.
and your Twitter handle, especially the New York Jets fans. It is combine time, but we have to start off with. We finished off with some pretty explosive comments last week, Charlie. Yourself, straight down the barrel of the camera, aimed at one Danny Webb. First off, I want to confirm, did you hear the comments?
I did. I'm ready to go, but if Charlie want to give a little recap.
So my recap, I think I had a couple of points. One was...
Burn it.
One was, I believe my big prediction was the landing spot for Sean McDermott as a coach will be the Philadelphia Eagles next season. So that's my big one. I don't think Sirianni's just on the hot seat. I think it's going to take a miracle for him to still be around at the end of this season. How about that? That's my first big bombshell. And number two was when it comes to Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's worth the bag that he got paid. He took them to a Super Bowl. Yes, I do not think he's shown the development of the other dual threat quarterbacks of his ilk, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons. I don't think he's risen at all, and I don't think he's got the leadership. So there you go.
Sweet. So we'll start with the coach. So Nick Sirianni, right?
I'm ready.
Well, I've had weeks to prepare for this. Nick Sirianni, actually, I'm going to pose this as a question. How many teams went back-to-back and won their division this year?
One.
Who was that team?
Birds.
The Philadelphia Eagles. How do you do that? Building a culture and having a good coach. It's the only way you can possibly do that. And they did that with your bum of a quarterback that you're calling Jalen Hurts, right? So the Bills didn't do it. The Packers didn't do it. I can name all the other 31 teams that didn't do it. But the Eagles did.
Packers didn't win it, so we couldn't have gone back to back.
So how happy were you with
Lions.
Jalen Hurts as a quarterback this year?
So I feel like Jalen Hurts really had a lot to work on. The offense had a lot to work on. And Nick Sirianni's already come out and said that, like, our defense played elite throughout this year. He's like, we know the offense has some work to do. And that falls on Jalen Hurts. He made some poor decisions. His passing wasn't there. But this is the same quarterback that in the Super Bowl, when they're absolutely smoking the Chiefs, had absolutely no need to do it. Called his own play and threw a Hail Mary pass to Smith in the end zone. Like,
No, he's reckless. He's irresponsible. Bad decision making in the biggest of spots.
But the skill is there. I just think having 5 OCs in your 5 years there in like no consistency in coaching. And guess what? We got a new one again this year who has pretty much zero experience. But apparently Sirianni's happy with him.
But doesn't that? Sorry, like I agree. Number one, that affects a quarterback's development. Like the fact of the matter is, whoever the responsibility falls on, he hasn't developed enough. And might be there's 5 OCs. But doesn't that then go back to the Sirianni point of like that's no way to run an organization, just churning through a new OC every year and thinking you're going to have an offense that has the consistency you need.
Yeah, a couple of times, obviously, it was really unfortunate. Something you guys probably don't really understand, but we did go to 2 Super Bowls in the past 3 seasons, 4 seasons, whatever it was. And in that time, when you do go to a Super Bowl, you lose your OC and DC to head coaching jobs. Generally, that kind of happens. So it's almost a byproduct of their own success.
Yeah.
That you're losing their OCs, and then you lose that consistency, which, like, I think has affected Jalen Hurts' ability to grow. And I think he does this offseason really need to go back and look at his ability to, you know, really settle in and change things. They've been talking with the current OC, and like he came in with tape on the Eagles and other things, and already shown it to Hurts. And like so much more stuff on play action play and like really relying on the part of the run game, but then also being able to throw it out of those things. And they've already gone into the film room. They've already sat down. They've already started doing all these things to like help their offense be better, because they know that's where their biggest downfall was for the majority of the season.
I'm glad that you feel good about your
Fuck, he
Birds for
come
this
in hot,
season.
didn't he?
No, it's really good. But also I love, like, we're steering into what I would call as some of the best off-season tropes. And we were saying before we got on air, like, there feels like so much going on in the NFL already for this off-season. Feels like more hectic. There's more good stories to talk about than previous seasons. But also the great trope of new OC came in, showed Hurts the tape. He's gone, oh my God, what I've been missing all of this time.
I figured it all out.
Oh, it was the missing piece. God, I've got targets open. I'm not seeing them. Oh, thank God this guy came in and showed me the tape.
I will agree with you on the Nick Sirianni being on the hot seat. I really do think like this year it's like make or break. If you're not really pushing hard to get back to the
What's
playoffs.
the miracle that you said's going to save him?
He has to win a Super Bowl.
Yes,
If he does not win a Super Bowl, like, I think there's a chance he can make divisional and still lose his job. We just saw that happen at the Bills. Like, the Eagles are one of the franchises that are at a level where divisional's not good enough anymore. Like, they have to be doing better than that. And there aren't that many of those teams around, but they're there and the expectation is higher. And I think anything less than NFC Championship game, I think he's toast.
I would say, yeah, it's got to be NFC Championship. Super Bowl's another level, but yeah, definitely NFC Championship. And I probably am going to agree with you that he might not. Which I quite like Sirianni, mainly because like I like him as a personality too. Like, he's fun. He's a fun person to watch, and he's like super animated. As far as his coaching, it's been questionable at times. So,
can I ask you a question on that topic? Didn't mean to cut you off. Who do you think has been more responsible for the Eagles' success, Nick Sirianni or Howie Roseman?
Howie.
Yeah.
It's Howie.
100%
It's Howie and the way he builds his rosters. And great segue. So speaking about building his rosters, like, there's so much talk about AJ Brown. AJ Brown literally went on a podcast and they're talking about him going back to play for Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. And he literally looked dead down the camera and winked after they said it. I was like, that is not a player that wants to stay in Philly, which is like a really big worry. I don't think he'll end up going to the Patriots. But if he's going to go anywhere, I'd love to have like someone like Max Crosby coming back. Get someone who's a really good, decent pass rusher. Like, because who's the pass rusher for the Patriots that absolutely dominated all year? Williams. We're obviously not going to get him. Like, the Patriots aren't going to give up for him. But if it was a little one-for-one swap, well, then you can go to the Patriots. I'll take that.
But yeah, that's...
I think that's Fantasyland shit. That's not going to happen. So that's nonsense that you're talking right now. You're not going to get Crosby. You're going to lose AJ Brown, and you're going to be going, oh, well, what happened to this magical trade I was going to have?
Nah, so Howie's already come out and said that if AJ Brown stays, they're going to have something exceptional, and then if they're going to trade him, they're going to only trade him for something exceptional.
Yeah.
It's pretty black and white.
It'll be interesting to see the market. It's a really interesting... The free agent market this offseason is spicy. There's a lot of good free agents. And at receiver, there are some really good options as well. Like, if you had the chance to maybe overspend on AJ Brown or Pierce coming out of Indiana, I think you might go Pierce. Like, his production's better, his form's better. You would say that the next few years ahead, if you're going to overspend on it, you might go for Pierce instead.
They're pretty similar age, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and AJ Brown's still under contract. So, like, it's a trade. It has to be a trade.
Yeah. So, there's some very really interesting prospects out there. It'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to come down to what AJ Brown wants to do. I think it's going to be less to do with what the Eagles want.
Yeah, and hopefully him and Hurts have mended whatever was going on last year.
They sat in the room with the OC, remember? It's all fixed.
That's right. The OC came in and said, guys, you love each other deep down. They go, oh my God, we do love each other. He showed us the tape. We love each other.
Remember that one pass from this year? It was fantastic.
But I would say to you, like, are you confident that if, like, Hurts and Brown say they've made up, are you confident that 8 games into the season, they're not
spot.
like AJ Brown's not throwing his helmet on the sideline, or just he's picked up a book and he's not coming back on? Like, are you confident?
It's a motivational
sold out.
It's sold out.
Are you confident that actually means anything halfway through the season when when Brown's not getting the targets he thinks he deserves and the passing game is sputtering, and unless Saquon Barkley's running 150 a game, you guys are in trouble. How are you feeling about that?
I just don't like.
You said you came ready to play.
I am ready to play. I just feel like you're not really giving it its justice that it deserves. So Lane Johnson's actually confirmed to be coming back too. And like if with Lane Johnson back and when he's there and healthy, that offensive line is strong. We got our boy Jordan Mailata. So if you have that strong offensive line, that's when the play action plays really start to come into play. So then you are relying on your Saquon Barkley's. AJ Dillon's still there. Like, you've got a strong running back room. If Jalen Hurts remembers he's got legs too, and actually starts to run, because that's when we were most dominant. And then you look at the receiving core where you've got AJ Brown, if he's not having a cry or reading a book on the sideline, he's still an elite wide receiver. Devontae Smith, what a wide receiver too. He's got to be up there with some of the best in the league.
I mean, he's a 1B. He's a wide receiver one in any other.
And then we saw DG, Dallas Goedert, take the biggest leap we've seen so far last season, I'd say, for a tight end. Because he went from just being a decent-ish tight end to well and truly one of the best receiving tight ends of last year. Multiple games with 2 touchdown scores. And he was almost like Hurts' get-out-of-jail-free card when the offense wasn't really firing. And it worked a lot of the time. We've got to remember it was a winning season, winning record.
We don't have to remember it. You got to...
Well, that's the thing. It's the NFL. So 31 teams are going to leave being disappointed because they didn't win the Super Bowl. The only team that's not is the Seahawks. Every other team's going to be disappointed. The
Carolina Panthers are still patting themselves on the back, I reckon. I think they're just going, how good were we?
The Browns always pat themselves on the back. So they're happy somewhere.
Yeah.
They're just in the league.
Are they patting themselves on the front? They don't even know where they're patting themselves. That's the Browns.
They think they're in the CFL at some point.
But yeah, I think there's still hope for this offense.
They've got a backup quarterback who's not allowed to be patted by anyone anymore. Yeah. But
God.
I just like to never let that man rest.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
That is fair. He doesn't deserve any rest. Is he coming back? Surely not.
He's still in the roster. I mean,
still getting paid to be there.
Do you know what? I'd give him a vacuum and tell him to tidy up the place. You're paying that much for him. Just get him making food, doing something. He can clean everyone, even with the washing.
Get out there, make me some burgers. You mentioned before Max Crosby as a potential trade. Is he happy? He wasn't happy, so is there a chance he wants to be out?
Well, yeah, the GM of the Raiders has come out and said he's in the building every single day, he's working out, he's trying to get healthy. Because the biggest question came out of the end of last season where he sat out for the final
shooting hoops.
final 3 games because he was injured, and then yes, there was video surfacing of him shooting hoops at home. But apparently he's happy there. The GM said, we want elite players there. Max Crosby is an elite player. Now we just need to surround him with elite players. So they're trying to build a winning culture. How many more years does he give him? He's wasting years and years of his career at his peak. And he was trying so hard last year in games that just didn't matter. And he was getting so frustrated with his defense for being absolutely shit. And then, so how much more longer do you give it? Or do you go trade him at his highest value, which is probably now?
His value is absolutely as high as it's going to be. They absolutely have to trade him. It's beautiful how attached they are to him. Why wouldn't you be? He's one of the best players. But he and Myles Garrett, to me, there is a logic problem to the amount that they're getting paid, the teams that they're on, and the way that they're valued. And that logic problem is this. They are, between the two of them, probably competing for the best pass rush in the league, right? You would take either of them. When do you need pass rush? When do you most need elite pass rush? Get it done under pressure.
On defense.
Close games, big games. Yeah, in defense. No, but you are
games
you need to spend that money. Myles Garrett and Max Crosby are getting paid the money that it's literally you're up by 3 and there's a minute to play. You need on 3rd down to sack the quarterback. When are the Raiders going to be in that situation?
When are the Browns?
When is a game on the line for Max Crosby to win? And you talk about him playing so well in games that didn't matter, that they were never going to win. That's the fucking problem. It's they are a luxury. That is a piece, that is an expensive, important piece that you have, so that when you're making a wild card, you're making a divisional, you've got someone to sack a quarterback when the game is on the line. The game is not going to be on the line for the Raiders for about 2 or 3 years if everything goes really well. And if they want to be in games where it's on the line, they have to trade him, get draft stock so that they can have a fucking team. I just don't think it makes sense. And it's bad for the Raiders That's the thing. It's like, and it's bad for Max Crosby. It's like an abusive relationship now. He's got to get out of there and go somewhere that can love him.
Is it to the point where
In Buffalo.
if they're going to a team, Buffalo, Eagles, whatever, someone who's up there, they're not going to get the cash that they're getting now. Like, are they at the point now where they're going, like, I think Miles is definitely there where he's like, I'm not going to win. I'm after 25 sack seasons and being known as the greatest of all time, like kind of setting those bars and thinking, I'm just going to get this.
Well, see,
Miles wanted the bag. That's all he wanted. He wanted a
massive
big
amount
bag
of money.
cash.
And if
And-
you're
and
happy,
to get the bag, he
he's
put out-
chasing the money, not the wins.
Yeah,
kind
but
of thing.
to get the bag, he put out a statement saying, "I care about a Super Bowl."
That's
that,
right.
that was the
Yeah,
irony.
yeah.
Is like
Yeah,
he goes, "All I care about is the Super Bowl," and he did that.
He just wants to be
get paid.
known as the best pass rusher of all time and getting paid $1 billion to do it.
I think they are different people, and they're different. They actually play differently, and they've got different styles. I think Crosby, to me, knows that he should finish his career with a Super Bowl ring. Like, he is that good. He is that Aaron Donald. Like, Aaron Donald at the Rams was the difference between them winning and not winning a Super Bowl. And this is the exact scenario I'm talking about. The last play
So third
of
down.
the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
sacking Joe Burrow when the game was on the line. And before that play, Aaron Donald was like, this is where I win the Super Bowl.
And retire.
That's what Max Crosby needs to be doing. And I think he knows it. And I think he's a bit trapped because he is on great terms. He is the favourite son of that whole organisation. But it's a lose-lose for both of them. He's not going to win a Super Bowl there. He's not going to make the playoffs there.
What, Mendoza's not going to come save the day?
Well,
Mendoza.
Mendoza is going to be a wonderful 18th best quarterback in the league if everything goes well. Hold me to that. But
Yeah, that's fair. I'm fully on board.
and
Bottom
it's
10.
just the Raiders aren't going to get near the playoffs if they don't trade him and get enough capital to actually have an offensive line to protect Mendoza so he can develop as a quarterback. Like, they've got so many other things they need to do as an organization.
And also, like, we got to think with Mendoza as well, because I'd say he's an underdeveloped QB that's going in as QB1. He probably needs a year in the league to then get settled before
Cam Ward's the same, took that. Probably, I feel like Cam Ward's better, but took that 12 months, has got that under his belt. He's going to come out and have a good year this year.
Yeah, we're
Realistically, that first year, he wasn't a
it was
top 10 quarterback or anything.
well, the Titans didn't have an offensive line.
Neither did the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like,
But like it's different to like the Jaden Daniels who came out and on their rookie year absolutely dominated. But you could see that when they were going through college, their final year of college, like, yeah, okay, Mendoza got the natty and all that, but I don't know. It just he doesn't
it's been well documented that it's not a quarterback
draft next year.
We'll see. Speaking of players that you like keeping accountable, apparently the Pittsburgh Steelers want Aaron Rodgers back. That's coming out loud and clear.
It is a
all
remarkable.
for it.
It's I like. I admire the way you stand for Rodgers. I really do. Like, you very attached to what he did in ancient history, in the old Roman Empire, I think it was, when he was a good quarterback.
But did Mike McCarthy used to coach in Green Bay, yeah? With Rodgers.
Correct.
Of course they want him back.
They won a Super Bowl together.
Yeah. So they're just going to try and rekindle that. So Mike McCarthy going into that organization, of course he wasn't going to try and let Rodgers walk. And I think the conversation now is becoming from Rodgers' side of the camp is they want to get something done much quicker than last year and not leave it till like a week before the season. And also...
Isn't that up to Rodgers? Or was
Yeah, it's come from Rodgers.
No, sorry, no. I was trying to remember. It was. I'm trying to remember who dragged it out last time more. Like, was it the Steelers dragged it out or Rodgers dragged
Rodgers.
it? It was Rodgers dragged it out, didn't he?
Yeah.
So now he wants to get it done. Oh, good. He's so consistent. And do you know what? He's accountable. That's what I love about him. He is accountable. He's like, oh, last season it took so long to get the deal done. That's you, dude. Oh, last season we didn't win as many games as we should have. That was you. Like, stop blaming everyone else all the time. Anyway.
They made the playoffs.
So yeah, it's either the Steelers or retirement was my whole point of all of that.
Yeah. think, and once again, because I know how to run every organisation at this stage, I'm ticking them off.
Don't we all?
I fixed the Eagles. I fixed the Raiders.
The Browns couch expert. They're gonna
Yeah.
start calling
So
it.
the obvious thing that the Steelers have to do is end the fantasy that they're going to go anywhere beyond a wild card game with Rodgers. Like, it's just not going to happen. He's not going to get younger this year. He's not going to get faster this year.
Ayahuasca might do that.
He
Benjamin
is not
Button.
going to get better this year. He's just at that point of his life that he's not going to improve. There is an opportunity,
Is
and
that 42, 43? Is that what that point in life is? We haven't reached it
it's
yet.
different for different people. As a 48-year-old, I'm just hitting my prime. And I do have to leave because I've got to go to the combine. But what I have to say is there is an opportunity here for a number of teams, and what is very clear is there's a number of teams with needs at quarterback, and you don't want to maybe overpay for a quarterback that can do okay this year. Everyone wants a franchise quarterback that can be there for a while, that you can build a team around. And there is a quarterback out there ready to get, and it's Malik Willis. He is good enough. He was good enough coming out of the draft. He landed in a bad situation with bad coaching. He's had the best possible experience now as a backup quarterback that came out and blew the doors off it every time he did, playing at a proper organisation in Green Bay. And he has developed in the right way. He is set to be not just a starting QB, he's set to be a franchise quarterback. And the Steelers made a massive mistake with Pickett. You know, they really, that was the...
Picking him or getting rid of him? Which was the mistake?
I think,
Keeping him for too long, I think.
yeah, I think a number of things. I think that it's interesting. I think they had bias of having seen him in the building training with Pitt,
Yes.
and it was the curse of familiarity with him. They'd seen him be good in certain circumstances.
The devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
That's exactly right. And then what they've done since then, I think the Bills beat them in a wild card, and it was Gardner Minshew was starting for them. You know, like they've been a mess at quarterback. This is a franchise that prides itself on stability. I think the reason they've got McCarthy is they want to have a coach for a long time again. They don't like changing coaches. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think is good for them now. You know, that he might get them to a wild card again. I actually think it's less likely than it was last year to happen.
Well, it went down to the final game.
Yeah.
Week.
Final kick.
Yeah.
And also with in a season where the Raven, you know, like the divisional rivals had a genuine off year. You know, like the Ravens weren't.
Bengals were injured.
Yeah, so absolutely the Steelers.
The Browns.
But that's right. So the Steelers,
they tripped and fell their way into the playoffs.
Steelers
That's what we're
Brad
getting at.
Breed into the
Yeah.
into the wild card. They have to take Malik Willis. They have to do whatever they can, and know that they've got someone they can build around. They don't want to get someone in the draft. It's just the draft is too much of a crapshoot for quarterbacks. This is what they have to do. Crapshoot.
Crapshoot.
Yeah.
It is crapshoot.
So anyway, they're my firm views.
Malik Willis.
And so once again, this is put this in the hot take time machine, and we'll check it when playoffs roll around. But the Steelers aren't going to be there if they've got Aaron Rodgers. They're just not going to be in the playoffs.
I think Malik Willis is the most interesting prospect out there at free agent right now. So so many teams do potentially need a QB that then they can then rely on. Like we've seen Sam Darnold go from being a backup, get passed around teams, and then go on and win a Super Bowl. Like the stage has been set now. So any team that's struggling to get there really should be chasing this Malik Willis. Like the idea of it is almost your road to success.
Absolutely. Because you have someone you know can do the job under pressure. You know, like coming in as a backup quarterback, the way he was in the previous season in Green Bay, and just nailing it. And that's hard. Most teams, the backup quarterback comes on, and all of a sudden
And they get nailed.
We run the ball for 3 downs and punt. And you know, there are only a few teams who have backup quarterbacks who come on and can make all the plays. That it doesn't restrict what the OC can do in the situation, and he's one of them, which just says he's ready for it. And yeah, there are so many teams that need to upgrade at QB. I think they will have competition, though. I think Green Bay will have competition. I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts tag Pierce and go after Malik Willis, because Malik Willis can kind of execute the scheme that they wanted Richardson to do.
Very much so. I've got another interesting one, a little counter for you. And you're not going to like this, T-Mac. But could you see him going to the Vikings? So JJ McCarthy, obviously number 9, hasn't quite hit where they wanted to. They gave up on Sam Darnold, who was a backup QB, who then came out and performed for him. Can they see the writing on the wall being like, hey, we missed out on one backup QB coming out and winning the Super Bowl. Could we do it with another?
I reckon they're more of a... I don't see Malik as a pocket passer. He's a dual threat. I think they're set up with JJ, with Addison, even Aaron Jones coming out of the backfield. I reckon they're
and even historically, like Kirk Cousins was a
pocket passing kind of setup. So I don't think. I think he'll go good wherever he goes. I think he's grown up. You say bad coaching. It was Mike Vrabel that he had as a coach.
Yeah, but a defensive head coach. Yeah. He wasn't developed as a quarterback. No. But that offense, it was also bad situation. That offense was. Well, weren't they the worst team in? Didn't they finish last? Didn't they?
Probably. Yeah.
I think they did. They ended up with the number 1 pick the next. Was
Tannehill before or after him? It was after, because
I think they brought Tannehill in
from him.
Yeah,
after him. Yeah, so they turned it around pretty quick.
Yeah,
but that's not here or there. But I think he's grown up. He's been in a few different systems now. He was in this same spot Malik Willis 12 months ago, because he just didn't get anywhere near the notoriety. He's obviously done it 2 years in a row now. He backed up for Jordan after he got injured in the Eagles game, and I think we were 2-1 or 3-1 with him. Like
he did exactly. He did what you need, which is if you can win half or more of the games while your quarterback is injured, then you've done your job as a backup quarterback, and he did.
But I don't. Think
and also he's done
Vikings. He'll go well there, but he won't get them to where they want to be.
He's had the experience that Jordan Love got to have, which is being a backup quarterback and having that time to study and develop.
Yeah.
And, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, there could be a lot of movement. There's still a lot of movement for quarterbacks. Like, are the Cardinals going to try and...
what's Tyler going to do?
Shift Tyler.
He's going back to baseball.
Yeah, go to the Astros.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said you got to get ready and probably not wearing those shoes for the combine. It has started.
I'm Mac Hollins. I go barefoot combine.
Barefoot combine?
Old Greco-Roman style.
I can't wait to see your 40.
My 40 would not be good.
40 and bench. 100-kilo bench.
My vertical jump is enormous. My bench... it's been a long time since I benched. Yeah, I think that's really true. Yeah, I know.
But it has started, Danny Boy.
Yeah, it has. And to be honest, this is something that I haven't necessarily always been across. So run me through it.
It's 4 or 5 days, the combine. I was reading, actually, it starts off with the kickers. So a lot of our guys will be there. Special teams will be there at the moment. But most teams, Charlie, you come in with a bit of hot one before the recording. Most teams are there. They'll do a lot of interviews with these players. And if they're not necessarily happy, but if they haven't seen enough out of their tape, they obviously have all of these different things they've got to go through, the 40, the bench that you've got to do, there's vertical jumps, there's long jumps, all those
cone drills. They're position specific. Wide receivers, cornerbacks do a high speed catching drills. And the
tight ends, a lot of those are in those now.
And
blocking drills, and it's just 4 days of testing and interviews and things like that to see either the checks and boxes or just to confirm
or throw up some red flags as well.
Red flags, but you've come in and said, because a lot of these kids do this at their school anyway, so they'll do pro days at their school and might not either show up to draft combine. A lot of the top ones do because they want to, get the record in the 40 or whatever but they can do it at their pro day and not go. But now teams aren't showing up either, Carl.
That's right. The big one this year is Cohen at the Jags has said that he's the Jags aren't going to the combine. The Rams, I think, previously haven't gone to the combine, and there are teams that don't go. And so there's different ways of looking at this. One side of it here, and what I think the Jags have said, or the word out of Jacksonville I'm getting, the mail
Boots
I'm
on the
getting
ground.
out of Duval is that they feel that you can go to a combine and you've watched tape, you know someone's stats, you've got a picture of someone, and then there can be someone that you've written off for good reason based on tape, stats, production, and then they run a 4.2 40 meter, or they throw like an 80-yard pass and hit a receiver, and it starts to get in your head, and you have this recency bias of seeing someone do something well or meeting them in a meeting and it goes really well, and it starts to shade all of the data and research that you've done that says this is a player that you shouldn't go on. So there is a belief that sometimes it can make you take a player higher that ends up being a bust, or ends up you don't actually trust the work of your scout team. You trust your gut at the time. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it, and Brandon Bean at the Bills was saying this the other day when he was asked about the Jags not being, he said, I'll always go because it's relationship building. Because I might meet, an amazing linebacker who's going to go too high for us to draft them, but I can meet them, get to know them. They can get to know us. And when they're a free agent, they'll remember that we took them seriously. Or, it actually helps fill out the picture. It might pay off over time that you know these players. But I think the other thing that really goes on here, because like you say, everyone's doing these exact same drills and getting checked out at their various schools, and they don't have to go to the combine. It's the media attention. You can get a name for yourself and all of that. But the other thing that happens is you've got all the coaches and all the GMs in the one city, and they're out late at night talking shit. And some of it is talking about what the rule changes should be before they get to before the owners' meetings happen. Some of it is GMs will start doing, this is the non-tampering period, but they're
tampering away.
They're tampering the
really
shit out of it
kneeling.
over steak every night. And this is where deals start to happen. So, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, the Jags might not be at the combine, but the Jags might have people at the combine, getting into it. The highlight of it, it's like the Olympics, the 100-meter sprint is the highlight. The 40 is the highlight.
And the bench.
And you love the bench. You can't get enough.
Well, I think the big guys, the 40s for the fast guys, the 100s, are the
bench is for the big guys.
Yeah.
And then, what's his name? Rich Eisen, who's kind of hosts the combine. He's like the combine expert. He runs his own 40 every year for charity, and it's actually a genuinely fun thing to do. So on your DAZN, get on the NFL Network, watch some combine. It is fun to
Hit
watch.
us up. We've still got a link. Make sure you. But the best thing to come out of it, I think, is always the Patrick Mahomes overlay and the Tom Brady overlay.
That's
when they're
right.
Doing the 40, because Patrick he doesn't cop as much. He wasn't great either. But then Tom Brady's just come out at 46 or something, and he beat his time.
Incredible.
From when he
What
was
a
like
man.
20.
But also, you compare their builds, their bodies. Like, he was not an athletic guy coming out of Michigan.
no, God.
and it's like
Avocado.
it's like he
ice
could
cream
not
later.
find the gym while he was at Michigan, and now he is like he's a piece of beef jerky. He's unbelievably lean. But it's a good watch, and it is sometimes. You will watch and you'll fall in love with some players that you start to think. It means when you watch the draft, you'll have your favourites and go like, oh, I sneaky want us to get that guy that I saw run 4.22.
Well, that Xavier Worthy's is huge. He come out and broke the record, beat John Ross, I think his record before that, of the 40. Everyone knew his name. He ended up being a, top 20-something wide receiver?
yeah,
and
and made it to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because the Bills were smart enough to trade down and give them the 25th pick and pick on day 2. Anyway, I'm not still... It's all right. We got Keon Coleman. It's going to be great.
You will be. Better let you go so you can go and get ready for your...
For my combine,
your
got to get
combine.
warmed up.
And those shoes are the ones I'm really worried about, mate. Get some cleats under you.
I will.
Make sure you follow, along, subscribe so you can... If we get footage, that'd be great.
Yeah, me at the combine.
Of you at the combine.
So this is a lot of pressure now. I'm just going to have to do
We're gonna
my
have to
own
do
combine
some
at a local high
combine
school.
stuff. Let's get down the
We
path.
actually should. Do you know what?
Let's do a combine.
Our off scene is let's do 40s. We should
don't
film
run.
ourselves doing 40s.
I will win. He's broken, and
You'll win the bench.
I've seen your 40 on the
You'll
beach.
yeah, I've done it. I train on sand, so
Maybe not
I'll
the
come
suit.
good.
You don't have to do a suit this
Yeah,
time.
I'll actually wear some kind of athletic gear,
Yeah.
but it'll be fine. I've only got 40 meters in me, and then I'm cooked. That's it.
It's only yards, so you'll be fine. See you soon, boys.
Go football.